Silence. That is how meetings at Amazon used to begin. No small talk, no PowerPoint slides, just quiet. Picture this. You walk into a conference room, nobody is talking, nobody is clicking through slides. Instead, you are handed a document, a 6-page memo stamped Amazon Confidential, typed in tiny Calibri 10. For the next half an hour at least, the room is quiet. People are underlining passages, scribbling questions in the margins, and only after the reading ends does the talking begin. And that was the Amazon way. Jeff Bezos himself described it perfectly: crisp documents, messy meetings. Documents so clear, he said, that it felt like angels singing from above. And then meetings where no one had all the answers, but the group worked together and tried to wander towards them. It was more than just paperwork. At Amazon, documents were sacred. They forced employees to think deeply, to seek the truth, and to write with precision. It was this practice that shaped innovations like Prime, AWS, Kindle, Alexa, and even Amazon's satellites in space. But now, the silence in those meeting rooms is changing. The painstaking weeks spent writing these memos are being replaced by prompts. Not human crafted clarity, but AI generated drafts. Employees upload old reports into tools like Amazon Q and Cedric, and within minutes, they've got a new document to work with. It is efficient, of course, but does it capture the spirit of truth seeking that Bezos built the company on? That is the debate unfolding inside Amazon today. Some see AI as a faster, sharper extension of the culture, but others fear that it erodes the very thing that made Amazon Amazon. So, here is our question for today. When a company famous for its documents starts outsourcing them to AI, is it evolution or is it the beginning of the end of a legendary tradition? Welcome to Daybreak, a business podcast from the Ken. I'm your host Snigdha Sharma, and I don't chase the news cycle. Instead, every day of the week, my colleague Rachel Varghese and I will come to you with one business story that is worth understanding and worth your time. Today is Tuesday, the 23rd of September. To understand what is at stake, you have to know just how important documents were at Amazon. Back in 2004, Bezos banned PowerPoint altogether. No more bullet points, no more glossy slides. Instead, every meeting had to be built around a written memo. And his reasoning was writing forces you to think, to be precise, and to strip away the fluff and focus on the truth. And this became a part of Amazon's DNA. Every document had to clearly state the purpose of the meeting, identify the audience, and spell out the key conflict. Employees even had a phrase for it: laying out the straw man. The flow, the logic, the structure, it all mattered. Meetings were scheduled around the document's length. A 2-pager for a weekly check in, expect 1 hour. A 4-pager, add another half an hour. A 6-pager, reserved for quarterly business reviews, meant 2 hours of debate. One senior executive even admitted to my colleague, the Ken reporter Noha Bubere, that when they first joined Amazon, writing documents terrified them. They'd sweat over drafts, but over time, it sharpened their language and their thinking. Another said that meetings, even one on one, were not just casual conversations. If you were talking to an Amazon employee, you were expected to have something written down. This rigorous process drove big innovations. Think Prime, AWS, Kindle, Alexa, even Project Kuiper, the satellite initiative. All of them began as documents. But fast forward to today, and the ritual looks different. Enter Amazon Q and Cedric. These are internal AI tools built to help employees draft, summarize, and analyze. Amazon Q plugs right into Microsoft Office. Open a Word file, and there is a button at the top that says Summarize or Generate Narrative. Cedric, meanwhile, is pitched as safer than ChatGPT, trained to write in Amazon style. These tools are powerful. For the last month's performance report, One AWS executive described uploading a previous document, asking the AI for a summary, adding in fresh data, and letting the tool structure the new report. This was their starting point. Then they filled in the why. What once took weeks now just takes days. The Prime Day postmortem, for example, another legendary Amazon document, used to require weeks of labor. This year, employees uploaded past reports into AI, summarized them, and built a new draft in just 2 days. And Amazon leadership is encouraging this. Employees are told, if you're not using AI, you are not growing. The company's stance is clear. Let AI handle the grunt work so humans can focus on higher level problem solving. At least that's the theory. But reality? Inside Amazon, feelings are a little complicated. More on this in the next segment. Stay tuned. On one hand, AI does make life easier. Drafting is faster, summaries appear instantly, and research that took hours now just takes minutes. It is the obvious stuff. For younger employees, this feels natural. An Amazon India employee told the Ken how they do not see document writing as sexy because they see AI as the future. But long term employees are not too sure. One customer experience executive put it quite plainly. They said, AI may get the format right, but it cannot replicate individual style. Another warned that borrowed thoughts are dangerous. If your strategy comes only from AI trained on past documents, you risk repeating past mistakes. There are also signs when AI is overused. Amazon's culture trains employees to avoid vague adjectives. You don't write the quarter went well. You write the quarter improved from X to Y between these dates. But as many of you might know, AI loves superlatives. Perfectly, seamlessly, effortlessly. When these kind of words show up, leaders immediately suspect an AI draft. And that suspicion makes employees hesitant. Some quietly use AI but do not admit it, and others only lean on it for first drafts or summaries. As one AWS executive told us, at the end of the day, the tool will never write for you. You have to prompt it. Leadership also echoes this, at least publicly. Amazon insists AI is not replacing judgment or leadership, only accelerating the culture. It takes away drafting friction so employees can focus on bold ideas. But the line is not clear. In meetings, senior leaders question employees about how much AI they used. Summarizing old reports? It's okay. Asking AI to interpret numbers? Also fine. But letting it fully write a document? That crosses into forbidden territory. And here's the problem. Nobody has ever explained these rules. Employees say that there's been no formal training, no clear communication. The tools were simply rolled out and people were told to start using them. So the boundaries are fuzzy and every team interprets them differently. And yet, the excitement is real. Senior leaders now explicitly say that AI tools must be used in reviews. Andy Jassy, Amazon's CEO, is particularly enthusiastic. One category manager even said that Amazon has always been automation first. They want to automate tasks as soon as possible so human redundancy does not get in the way. Others argue that it is about adapting to the new generation. As one executive put it, young people will not have the patience to sit through 3 months of document writing anyway. AI is inevitable. So here is where we land. Amazon's documents were once the backbone of its innovation. They forced employees to slow down, to think deeply, and to seek the truth. Now, AI threatens to speed up everything. Maybe that's progress, and maybe it is also erosion. Either way, the silence at the start of those meetings does not mean what it used to. So, the question is, will Amazon's legendary writing culture survive the age of AI? Or will it become just another story about how technology rewrote the way we work?
Daybreak is produced from the newsroom of the Ken, India's first subscriber-focused business news platform. What you're listening to is just a small sample of our subscriber-only offerings, and a full subscription offers daily, long-form feature stories, newsletters, and a whole bunch of premium podcasts. To subscribe, head to theken.com and click on the red subscribe button on the top of the website. Today's episode was hosted and produced by my colleague Snigdha Sharma and edited by Rajiv CN.